Okay, so once we go through this intro to organic, this would be the homework that our class would be doing. This is on page 549 of our chemistry textbook, and I'll link the textbook that I use in the description. So our first one, just going over providing the names. So this is our first example is A. Going through it, we want to number our carbons. This first one would be carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm numbering from left to right so that my methyl group is on the smallest number possible, which is 2. So this one would be 2-methyl butane. Okay, so 2, same where the methyl group is. Butane, because but means 4. Ane, because all single bonds. The next one in here, going over, again, longest chain possible. It wouldn't matter which way you went. There's 3 in the longest chain. And on carbon 2 is where you find both of those methyl groups. So this would be 2,2-dimethyl, because there's 2 of them. And then 3 would be prop, so propane. ANE for all single bonds. Now, letter C here, going and finding your longest chain possible. So I'm just going to take a look, and it looks like our longest chain is kind of already there with some prior work on this page, but we're going to number our carbons. So carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, starting from the right, giving our first side group on carbon 2, and then we have this ethyl group, and then we have one more methyl group on carbon 5. So when you go to name this, we want to name the ethyl group first, because E comes in the alphabet before M, and now it matters in terms of the alphabet. So we would write on carbon 3, you have your ethyl group, and then on carbon 2 and 5, so 2, 5, you would have di for 2 of them, methyl, and then 7 is hept, so heptane. And for this number, or the last one, number 1D, again, your longest chain, we're going to identify that, and then number, we're going to start from left to right, so our smallest number is on number 2. So this would be, what would this be? This one, this one, this one. We have 4 methyl groups. So this is like an example I did in the notes. So 2, 2, 4, 4. There's 4 of them. So we want the prefix tetra. And then your longest chain was 6. So hex. And then there's all single bonds. So ane, A-N-E. Moving on to the second page of the example, we have this last one. So I'm going to number from the right to the left. So I'm going to go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Either way I had 7, so that works out. And then on my chain I have 3 methyl groups and 1 propyl group. So 3 carbons coming off the main chain is propyl. So if I'm writing this out in terms of the alphabet, M comes before P, so my methyl groups will be listed first. So on carbon 2, and again 2, and so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, I have tri for 3 of them, methyl. Then on carbon 4, I also have a propyl group, and then my longest chain was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So hept for 7, and then A and E, showing all single bonds. Sorry, there's an E there, it's just not showing up. So the other part in chemistry that's often asked, especially with organic, is to identify the airs. So with this one, it's easiest, I find, to draw out what they say and then name it. So if I was going to draw this out, butane, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons, dimethyl. So on carbon 2, 2, 3, saying dimethyl, based on what I have drawn here, I would put a methyl group and another methyl group here, and this just doesn't make sense, 2, 2, 3 dimethyl. So if I had another one here, CH3, showing a methyl group, then the mistake looks like this just should be tri. So this should be 2, 2, 3 trimethyl butane. So that was the biggest mistake. Our next one, 2,4-diethyl-octane. So let's draw that out. So octane is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll just add one on the side, 8. So on carbon 2, it's asking for an ethyl group, which is 2 carbons. And on carbon 4, so another ethyl group, 2 carbons. So hopefully we can see now by adding this in that your longest chain is actually going from this carbon here all the way to this carbon down here. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 carbons. So it wouldn't be octane, it would be non-ane. And then you would have one side group here and one side group here. So on carbon 3, we'd have a methyl group. So methyl. On carbon 3, 4, 5, you would have your ethyl group. And then longest chain, 9, so non, and then ANE for all single bonds. So just going through questions like that, we would know how to look for it, but just by redrawing it. This last one, I'll just do up here by saying 3-methyl, 4,5-diethyl non-ane. So let's go draw that out. So non-ane is 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On carbon 3, you want a methyl group. On carbon 4 and 5, you want ethyls. So carbon 3, so ethyl, CH2, CH3, and CH2, CH3. So what is our mistake here? 3-methyl. Okay, I actually think it's just the ordering of it. It actually seems it's okay. So I didn't actually have to draw it all out, but with drawing it out, it still looks fine. I think it was named correctly in terms of there's 3-methyl, and on carbon 4, 5, there are ethyl groups, but alphabetically, ethyl groups come before methyl groups. So that was a mistake, that this should have been written first. So this would have been 4, 5 diethyl, 3-methyl non-ane. Okay, so the last one with the line diagrams, going over that. So with this first one's nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons. This would just be heptane. My writing's getting a bit messy there. Over here, and I'm kind of looking at the numbers we have here. We have 1, 2, actually no, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a side group and this would be a side group on carbon 2 and 3. So this one would be 2, 3 dimethyl. 5 would be pentane. Where'd this go? Pent. And then this last one, going over, so I'm looking at my longest chain possible. So it looks like it doesn't matter what way I go here. And I'm going to start numbering from the top to get my lowest side group on number 2. So 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And then I have this side group, which is ethyl, or methyl, and then this one is ethyl. So I'm going to name ethyl first. So 4 ethyl. And then on carbon 2 and 3, 2, 3 dimethyl. And then 6 carbons altogether on the longest chain, hexane. So yes, it gets nice and long and confusing and messy, but hopefully once you get that practice, you do start to find it easy. And then as we move on, we'll learn how to look at double bonds and triple bonds and alcohols and esters and all of that. So as always, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe. And if there's any other video I can ever do for you, just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.